I've got a lot going on with my mailing list. I've got a bunch of different freebies and opt-ins and forms and landing pages that all kind of do different things. And the worst part is that it takes a long time for somebody from the time they sign up to actually get the first real newsletter that's not like a welcome sequence. So it makes it really hard for me to promote the thing I'm writing about and say, hey, sign up if you want to get tomorrow's email. So I have decided to completely revamp it. In today's video, I'm going to show you the full flowchart that I drew out on my notebook and then how I've gone about implementing that in Kit. Let's get started. Okay, so here is my notebook. I've got my handy dandy pointer somewhere here. So I'm just going to walk you through this real quick. I'll highlight any changes I made, and then we'll go and see what this actually looks like when implemented. And I should say that I started thinking about this during Craft and Commerce. I got a lot of really good advice from very smart people who do newsletters better than me. And I thought, why does my welcome sequence need to be 5 consecutive days? Why can't I do something like Barrett Brooks or Nathan Barry do, where they actually roll out their welcome sequence weekly over a bunch of weeks? Or why can't they sign up and then get a quick intro and then whatever newsletter I send out next? Why do I have to manually write all 3 emails I send? I have a lot of great stuff. Why can't I roll that out over time to people as they join the list? Those are all questions I ask myself, and this flowchart is the solution. So starting up in the top left here, new subscription from any form. I have forms across all 3 of my websites, my personal site, my podcast site, and my site called The Streamlined Podcaster, which is still a really good resource if people want to improve their podcast process, right? When I was first talking about podcasting, I basically took the approach that every person who decides to become a podcast consultant does. I'll help you launch, grow, and monetize. And then I realized that that wasn't a way for me to compete. I'm not a marketing guy. I've successfully monetized my own stuff, and really, really pay attention to this. Just because you do it once for yourself does not make you an expert or a coach. So I figured the thing I'm really an expert at is building systems to help me podcast better. This is what I talk about kind of writ large, and that's where I want to focus all of my energy, no matter what the type of content is. And so I just want to be mindful of that, because where it used to be the case that every email I sent was about podcasting, today it's much more about automations and systems and mindset and stuff like that. They could also come in through the Creator Network, which is a recommendation engine that Kit offers. So other Kit members can recommend newsletters that are inside the Kit network. If they come in through there, they kind of like skip the line for certain automations. And so when they come in through the Creator Network, I want to handle that differently. So you've probably seen this before. You join a newsletter and then a modal pops up recommending certain other similar newsletters, and I, as the creator, can choose that. Or, I have like sponsored posts turned on. So if people subscribe here, then I'll get some sort of monetary kickback, I think. So this is the modal, and you can see that they're already checked. And so if someone clicks subscribe, they may not really know that they've signed up for a bunch of extra newsletters. I've seen this happen before. And so we want to kind of cut that off at the pass. So in the flowchart, I have, someone signs up via the Creator Network. If they did, tag them Creator Network, and then send them a separate welcome sequence that I'll show you in a minute. This was originally 3 emails. I cut it down to 2, which is basically like, hey, just so you know, you signed up for this newsletter from another creator. That's why you're getting it. Here's a freebie. And then an introduction email later. And then either way, whether or not they come in via Streamline Podcaster or the Creator Network or not, everything eventually leads to this. I called it a 3 email welcome. Again, I changed this. I think it is 1 at best right now, and we'll take a look in a minute. And that is what to expect. Hey, welcome to the newsletter. Here's what to expect. And I should say that this is going to be the second email that they get after signing up, because the first email is like hey, thanks for signing up. You made it. Here's whatever freebie you signed up for, or if you didn't specifically sign up for a freebie, here's the thing I'm giving away now. So that's the first email they get. And so I want to send them one that just level sets and says like, hey, here's what you can expect from this newsletter. This will also give me the option in the future of saying, hey, on Mondays I send these, on Wednesdays I send this, on Fridays I send this. Click to tell me like which ones you want to actually get and which ones you don't want to get. I'm not doing that now because if people are signing up for my mailing list, I assume they want to know what I have to say, and I have structured these emails in such a way that it should be useful to them if they signed up to learn how to automate. So like at this point, I don't, it's almost like a college professor saying, we meet Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, but if you don't like what I talk about on Wednesdays, you don't have to come. Like, no, you should go to every class. Don't skip class. Don't take the class if you're going to skip a bunch of classes. That's how I feel about my newsletter. So they get the email welcome sequence, and then they get tagged confirmed. When that happens, there are two rules. And this was a big change to my automation, because when they get confirmed, I used to add them to a different welcome sequence. The way the kit works is when you add them to a sequence in an automation, that automation stops while they go through the sequence. And I didn't want that. I wanted them to be in two sequences simultaneously. Kit has another feature for that called rules, which we'll look at, but once they're tagged confirmed, add them to the welcome sequence, which I'm calling Welcome Wednesdays, and then my evergreen automation sequence, which is Automation Fridays. And the welcome sequence, again, it goes out every Wednesday. I'll walk through some of these emails in a minute, but I want them to get both at the same time. And so there's a little bit of weird scheduling here. And then I have them enter the cold subscriber logic. I don't do double opt-in for my newsletter because it's been proven that you lose like 20 to 25% of subscribers just by doing double opt-in, because they don't necessarily go opt-in right away and then they forget. So what I'm doing here is automatically confirming them as a subscriber. That's why I have like the pending and confirmed statuses. And then once they fall into the cold subscriber logic, that's when, if they're cold after 30 days, then I assume that they don't want to be on the list and I bounce them. So this is the general flow chart. Here's what it looks like in practice. Okay, so here's my automation in Kit. Any form will do this, or if they've, I want to send them like a separate, I have something called the Overwhelm Diagnostic. It's a 6-question quiz. I guess I should say the goal of all of this is to not bombard new subscribers with a bunch of emails, right? Because we've been in situations where like automations have gone haywire and people get too many emails all at once. Nathan Barry says like you should only ever send people one email a day. And maybe that's too strict, but I like that rule. So this was all in the service of making sure that they're not getting a bunch of emails. So again, let's kind of walk through this. So if they took the Overwhelm Diagnostic, they're going to get their Overwhelm Diagnostic email, and then they'll get added to this automation. Otherwise, if they filled out any other form, they're going to get added here. I set their onboarding status to pending. This is through a custom field. It could also be a tag. There was a time where like the people I listened to like hated tags, but like Kit really wants you to use tags. But onboarding status as pending is fine. So I set it as pending. That means that they're not going to get any of the emails I manually send, because I'm only sending to people with an onboarding status of confirmed. So again, I'm ensuring as they go through this, they're not getting more than one email in a day. Then I'm checking an advanced filter, and that advanced filter is, were they subscribed via the Creator Network? If they were, I'm going to send them the Creator Network email. Hey, thanks for subscribing. There's this is called like liquid tags, but it's just like a little bit of logic to say like, hey, if we know who referred you, give them the name. And if not, just say another awesome newsletter. Thanks so much for signing up via whoever you signed up via in the Creator Network. Here's your automation template. And then this is a poll that I send people basically after the thank you page. So if you sign up for my newsletter over at casabona.org/join, you will fill out the form, and then you'll be immediately taken to a page with a poll like this that says like, hey, what do you need most help with? And then you get tagged a certain way, right? So that's like, again, another way to confirm that you're active and interested in what I talk about. So this is really important. The next day, they'll get this email that says like, hey, I'm going to tell you more about myself, but like you joined via the Creator Network, which means that you might not know who I am. Maybe the newsletter just looked interesting to you, or maybe you accidentally automatically subscribed. So here's a little bit about me. It's a mix of like fun and work stuff. And then asking people, I try to ask people to respond in every email because that's supposed to help with deliverability. And also it just forms a better bond. So this is the creator network email sequence. After that, they fall into a short welcome sequence. So this is just one email. It's a one email sequence because I moved the rest of the welcome sequence to Welcome Wednesdays, where it says, hey, thanks so much for signing up. Here's what you can expect. Mondays, you're going to get whatever I'm thinking about that week. Wednesdays, you're going to get some behind the scenes content about me. And Fridays, you're going to get Automation Friday emails where I share an automation with you or one way to automate. Here's what you can do now. Email me back. What's one question you have about automation? And subscribe to my podcast. So that's the one email, which I call short welcome. After they go through this, they get the confirmed tag. They also get the onboard status set to confirmed because this is like legacy technical debt stuff. I've moved to a tagged based format because of the rules I'll show you in a minute, but I do need to add the onboard status of confirmed just in case I did something and I forgot about it and I don't want to break anything. So that's the confirmed status. Then I have another matching advanced filter. This one is if they basically clicked on any of the polls I sent, right? Where it's like, what's the thing you need help with now? What are you most interested in? Like that poll that I showed in the creator network, or it's on my thank you page. If they clicked any of those, then I am considering them active. If they didn't, then I really want to know. And so I send them that email. And again, it's just like, to send you the best thing possible, let me know. Click on this. And when they click on one of these, they automatically get tagged. I'm not doing anything with those tags right now, but it is helpful because it helps me understand my audience a little better. And if there's a time in the future where I want to tap into a specific aspect of my offering or learn more from people, that's going to be super helpful. So I do want to collect it on the front end. Once they go through the segmenting, I have yet another advanced filter. And this is, again, to confirm that they are active, right? Did they click on something during the onboarding process? This is really to see if they actually clicked on the freebie. Because if they didn't and they haven't clicked on anything throughout the welcome sequence, it tells me that they are probably spam, right? Because like you've opted in for a reason that you didn't go through on, and you didn't click on anything in any of the emails I sent you, including like, hey, tell me more about your problems. So if they have clicked on pretty much anything before this, they exit this automation. They've been subscribed to my welcome sequence and my Automation Fridays emails. If not, I'll wait 5 days and then I send this "Are you there?" email. I explain here why I'm doing this, and the reason is pretty wild. It's because one day I sent an email and I said something, I think I said the word test. I got maybe like 40 emails that all said the same exact thing, the same exact response. And all of those emails subscribed on the same date 7 months ago. Like 7 months prior to this email. So like they were like some sort of weird like sleeper cell spam. So I built this system inside Kit, and all they have to do is open this email, but they can also update their preferences, which is going to ask them that poll question. And then, it tells me that they're not like a weird sleeper cell. They've opted in. If they don't, I'm going to wait another 30 days and they're going to be cold. And this is a condition that you can check inside Kit. So if they are cold, unsubscribe them because now they haven't done a single thing in this email sequence. I could probably reduce this to like 25 days. Like maybe I'll do that now. But either way, like if they've done nothing within the first month of joining my mailing list, bounce them. And if they've done anything, like six people have done this, right? And there's currently 9 people in here, right? So like people are joining and doing nothing. And that's, maybe they did it by accident, maybe they don't care, but I want to avoid that like sleeper cell situation. So that's the automation. Let's go over to the rules really quick. So I have a lot of rules here, and rules are basically just like simple automations inside Kit that are not like these big automation sequences that we looked at. So this is more like if this then that. So one of my rules is if somebody subscribes to any of my podcast forums, tag them as podcast form. I was going to do podcast interest, but that's like one of my sleeper cell spam checks. So this is just letting me know, hey, they signed up via a podcast form. They're probably interested in podcasts. But the ones that I added here are the important ones. As soon as they get added with the tag confirmed, add them to Welcome Wednesdays, and Automation Fridays evergreen. So when they're confirmed, they'll get automatically added to these two sequences. Now let's actually look at the sequences because, again, my goal is make sure people aren't getting a bunch of emails in a single day. So I know for sure I write the email I'm sending on Monday sometime between Friday and Sunday, or sometime between Friday and Monday, probably. It's like what I'm currently thinking about. And so that is the day that's off limits. Let's actually look at the automation evergreen sequence. The settings are here, right? You can see inside of Kit's sequence settings, I can choose when to send the email, and I've selected Fridays. And people can also restart this sequence. And then I also have, yes, people added via visual automation should stay in the sequence because I don't want them to get bounced because I keep adding more stuff to it. So once you're in this sequence, once they're in the sequence, I'd like them to stay in the sequence. So that is automation Fridays. Wednesdays is the same thing, except this is only on Wednesdays. Now we have Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays where I know I'm sending emails. The what to expect email goes out every day because this is going to be the first email they get. They're not in any other sequence, and their status is still pending, right? And I think, yeah, I'm explicitly excluding confirmed subscribers from this list, which is another cool thing that Kit lets you do. So only people who have the status pending are getting this email. So it doesn't matter what day this goes out because it's basically the first email or the second email they're getting from me. Now, this is where it gets fun and interesting, and I'm like surprised I thought of this, to be honest with you. So if I go to settings, you can see the sequence schedule for this is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. I've excluded Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because they are already in. They're already confirmed. They already get the Wednesday emails. They already get the Friday emails. So I don't want to send them this email on a day where they're already getting email. Because that's annoying, right? Like if they get it and they're just like reading the subject lines or whatever, and then they see this and they're like, all right, that's aggressive. So they only get this on the off days. And again, that's one email. And then the last one is the segmenter, which again only goes out on off days. Monday, Wednesday, Friday are on days, right? So if they are added to the welcome sequence, I want to make sure that they're not getting the segmentation email on the same day as one of the other emails. But that is the full sequence. That's how I'm managing my mailing list. This was a little bit scary because I didn't like fully test this. The thing that you should do is sign up with your email and like test the whole thing before rolling it out. But I was really careful about a lot of this stuff. The one thing I did have to do is turn off the confirmed rule so that I could add the confirmed tag to everybody. So if we look at this is my test account. So I took the overwhelm quiz with this. So like everything from the overwhelm quiz is logged here. But the onboard status confirmed is here. And then if I scroll down, I should also have, my overwhelm tag and then the confirmed tag. So when I signed up for this in July, I didn't have this logic. And so I would have only had the confirmed status. But because now I check users via the confirmed tag, I had to add the confirmed tag to everybody with a confirmed status. So I had to turn off the rule and then do that so that they wouldn't get the welcome sequence twice because I shifted a bunch of things around. But all in all, I'm really happy with this. I feel really confident that it's going to create an overall better experience. It's going to allow me to better promote my newsletter in real time. The one thing I think maybe I could do without is the short welcome where I say like, here's how things work. And then I'll just know that they'll get, or I can combine that with the freebie. That way I know if they sign up on a Sunday, they'll get the Monday email, but I want to think about that. So like, if you have an opinion, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear it. Thanks so much for watching this video. And until next time, I hope you find some space in your week.